Picture this, a busy train in Tokyo. A small child starts crying intensely. The mother doesn't yell. She doesn't offer snacks to silence the tears. She doesn't whisper urgent demands. She simply waits there, completely calm, like she understands something the rest of us have overlooked. And she does. Japanese children are renowned worldwide as among the best behaved, most emotionally regulated kids you'll encounter. This isn't about fear or punishment. It's about a parenting philosophy so elegant and powerful that once you understand it, you'll see your own child's behavior in an entirely new light. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll discover 3 tools that Japanese parents have used for generations. Tools you can implement with your own children tonight. Now, I hear you. Japanese culture is completely different from mine. This won't apply to my family. I understand that hesitation. But here's what's remarkable. The principles behind Japanese parenting aren't cultural mysteries. They're backed by decades of research from leading scientists at Harvard, Stanford, UCLA, and institutions worldwide studying child development. These researchers discovered why Japanese children regulate emotions so effectively. The answer isn't strict discipline. It's not rooted in fear. It's not punishment as we typically understand it. Everything traces back to one extraordinary concept: Shitsuke. In Japanese, this word carries profound meaning: the cultivation of character through daily practice and moral beauty. Not punishment. Not control. Beauty. Shitsuke represents the Japanese approach to raising children who choose to be good. Not because they fear consequences, but because being good becomes part of their identity. Let's compare 2 parenting approaches. In the West, we typically follow this pattern. Behavior goes wrong, we react. We yell. We confiscate devices. We issue timeouts. Temporarily it works. Then the behavior resurfaces. Why? Because we're treating the symptom, not the underlying gap in their development. Japanese parents operate differently. They prevent problems before they occur by asking one critical question: what skill does my child lack right now? Not, how do I make this stop, but what can't my child do yet? Here's the truth: children don't misbehave to ruin your day. They misbehave because they lack a skill. They haven't learned to manage intense emotions. They don't know how to wait patiently. They're still developing conversation skills. These abilities aren't innate. You must teach them. The moment you shift from punishing unwanted behavior to teaching missing skills, everything transforms. Let's return to that mother on the train. Why didn't she intervene and silence the crying? She was practicing something called Mimamoru. Mimamoru means to observe while ensuring safety. It's the Japanese understanding that children develop greater resilience when adults don't immediately rescue them from difficulty. In Western culture, we prioritize fast solutions. Stuck. Intervene instantly. Crying. Stop it immediately. Struggling. Save them. We act from love. Yet here's what happens unintentionally. Every time we jump in, we communicate something silently. You're not capable of managing this alone. Japanese parents take a different path. They step back and observe. Not coldly. Not without care. But because they genuinely trust their child can navigate hard moments. They allow the child to sit with difficulty long enough to attempt it. When they succeed, even partially, that moment becomes embedded in their sense of self. It becomes their proof of capability. Not the false confidence from hearing "great job" 5 times daily, but genuine self-trust earned through actual struggle. Child development researchers call this productive struggle, and it's one of the most powerful ways to build resilience. Next time your child is frustrated, upset, or struggling, pause. Watch. Give them 10 seconds. You'll be astonished at what they accomplish. Here's where Western understanding of Japanese parenting diverges from reality. Many assume that because Japanese children are well-behaved and quiet, they grew up under harsh, cold, rigid rules. The opposite is true. Japanese parenting rests on something called Amae. This is the profound sense that someone loves you unconditionally, and you can depend on them completely. During early childhood, Japanese mothers maintain constant closeness. Sleeping together. Spending entire days in each other's presence. The child never feels abandoned. This isn't overindulgence. This is building a foundation. Here's what neuroscience reveals. A child who feels truly safe with their caregiver develops a brain capable of self-regulation. When a child knows deep in their bones that love doesn't hinge on behavior, they don't need to act out for attention. They don't need to break rules to feel secure. That early closeness and unconditional love becomes fertile ground where discipline naturally flourishes. Then, gradually, freedom expands. Responsibilities increase. Not because the parent withdrew, but because the child is ready. It's a beautiful balance. Have you ever noticed something extraordinary? Japanese children clean their own classrooms every single day. No janitors. No adults supervising. They simply do it. This isn't accidental. It's not really about classroom hygiene. It points to something far deeper. Here's the third principle. Who you become depends on what you do daily. In Japan, children as young as 4 have small responsibilities. Setting the table. Packing their backpack. Clearing dishes after meals. Not because parents need the help, but because something transformative occurs when these acts repeat daily. The child's self-perception shifts. They begin seeing themselves as capable, responsible, essential to their family. And once someone sees themselves a certain way, they act that way. This is infinitely more powerful than any rule. This explains why Western parenting sometimes falls short. We create rules. We assign consequences. We praise success. Yet we forget to build identity. Japanese parents never say, "Clean your room because I told you to." Instead, through consistent daily action and modeling, they communicate, "This is who we are." Children become that person with each repetition. So here's your action plan. This week, pick one small daily responsibility and commit to it for 21 days. It doesn't require complexity. Your child might arrange dishes on the table before every meal, pack their own backpack before school, express gratitude before eating, or help fold laundry. Don't make it transactional. No rewards. No celebrations. Simply establish it as non-negotiable. Just expect it. Trust the process. Keep going for 3 weeks and observe the identity shift. Watch who your child begins to become. Japanese parents aren't more relaxed because they discovered a secret. They're more relaxed because they built a system that works. One daily action. One moment. One small choice to trust at a time. Shitsuke. Mimamoru. Amae. 3 principles that work across all cultures and every family. Prevent problems before they start. Trust your child's capacity. Stay deeply connected. These aren't exclusively Japanese insights. They're universal truths. Every parent can implement them right now, starting today. If this video shifted your perspective on parenting, share it with another parent. They're probably struggling with these exact challenges. If you want to understand more about child brain development and how different cultures raise emotionally intelligent kids, hit subscribe. More is coming. See you next time.